Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Nicole Garceau, and on this segment of Co-Creating today, we'll be talking about Virgo. Now, what is Virgo? Virgo is all about health and wellness, and it's also about, habits. What do we do on a day-to-day basis? And aside from, your day-to-day work environment, everything that you do repeatedly. Now, the reason I want to focus on the health and wellness is because we just had a new moon in Virgo. And whenever you have a new moon in a particular area of your chart, it's perfect to start the seeds of intention, plant those seeds of intention to create a new habit, a new, and funny, I just want to back up for a second. And it's funny that when we talk about developing new habits, we say if we do anything repeatedly for about 21 days, we create a new habit. Well, the lunar cycle is 28 days. So every sign tends to have one new moon, and that affects a certain area of a chart. So it's a perfect time to create something new. Now, for Virgo, seeing that it's all about health and wellness, what I want to do is harness this energy and start a new wellness journey. I've been out of sorts with my health and wellness plan, and I want to kind of get that back under control, let's say. So what perfect time than to start this under the light of the new moon. So with that being said, about a year ago, what did I do that I noticed tremendous health and wellness benefits was do the Isagenix journey. I can't say, a friend of mine put me on this from way back in high school, and we were both former athletes, and we both value, that how can I put that? Active lifestyle. Sorry, lost for words there. And so what do I do is I'm going to be doing the shakes in the morning, doing the natural accelerators here, which helps with your metabolism, and the Isagenix greens. And that's all I do, keep it simple. Now, the last time I was on it, when I first started, it was, I think, about a year ago. And what did I notice that was different? Well, my libido went up. And when it came to, women's moon cycles, you don't have those PMS symptoms at all. And when my girlfriend, would check in with me, say, hey, how are you doing? What are you noticing that's different? All that stuff. And I said, wow, you don't even notice those things coming up. And it's like, oh, hello. So I really enjoyed that. The energies levels went up, and also that afternoon mental fog, mental clarity. Those are definite things that I've noticed. And after being about a month and a half, 2 months on it, when she was checking in on me, she said, what do you think? It's just, what? I said, this is a lifestyle. So everybody responds to things differently. I've heard great things about it from other people. And that's one thing that I'm including in mine and want to share my journey with you. So mainly this video is about harnessing the Virgo new moon, and I want to let you know what I am doing to harness this energy. And everybody has their own journeys and their own things that their body responds to for results. And this is mine, and this is the path that I'm going to continue to take, as well as there's different things that I'm going to add on to that in the future. So for now, let's just focus on this, and let's measure those results, shall we? Now, one thing that I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention when I first presented the products that I am using as part of my routine is I'm also incorporating this into my routine. And this is the Ionic Supreme, which is fantastic, by the way. But the one thing here that you should know when it comes to doing this is that you don't take it at the same time as you take here if you have medication to take. So you just have to wait about an hour. Make sure there's an hour difference when you take this. I do have hypothyroid. So with that, I take thyroid medication. And that's another thing that I'll be addressing in videos to come, is that when it comes to a natural approach and getting off the medication when it comes to thyroid and healing my thyroid, is that something that's a journey that I'll be exploring in the future. So be on the lookout for that as well. But for now, focusing on the first steps to wellness. So some of you may be asking, so why am I choosing now to commit to this wellness journey? Well, that commitment in my life has been, there's been an ebb and flow, an on and off kind of thing. And my son was an unexpected pregnancy, nevertheless, a beautiful blessing. Now, with that comes the support system. And what's great for a lot of you out there is that you have those, brothers, sisters, their aunts and uncles, grandparents that help support, the much needed self-care while the children are young. And for me, what's been that benefit for me is when my child starts school, which my child is starting school today. So in starting over with my son, it's been, a challenge committing to that. So I have Saturn in my 6th, transiting my 6th house right now. So asking me to make that commitment to my health and wellness, so which I'm doing, which I have the opportunity to do so now that my son is in school. So because unfortunately I don't have that, that support system within my family and within my area. So, and that's just my reality. So, which is perfectly fine. So I do the best I can by engaging, outdoor stuff with my son, who just thrives outdoors. So, so right now, capitalizing on that opportunity, capitalizing on that new moon, and I'm looking forward to seeing those solid results. All right, so let's get started, shall we? So I'll start off with 8 ounces of water. And see that I just opened this up. We will do, via directions, 1 scoop. Now I'm just going to grab and mix this all in. Well, what I like about this versus the other ones that I've tried in my athlete days, taking these green mixtures, this one tastes a lot better. Actually, very tasty. That's what I like about this one. I have definitely other versions that are out there on the market. Yeah, this one I could easily take and not be repulsed by it. Cheers. Tasty. And shakes. Not for the shake. You know what? I'm going to put some water first in here because all too well, just a little bit to start off, all too well about that clumping at the bottom. It's just, but 2 scoops. And I'm just going to start a little mixing process here. A little bit more water. Now, normally, I'll have my shaker. Being in transition, I have the lids and the mixed part, but I'm missing the bottom. I'm like, where did this go? It's here somewhere. That's the problem. You know, transition mode. Things are just a little bit all over the place and not where they're supposed to be. And when it comes to Isagenix, there's different flavors, different things. There's vanilla tends to be popular brand. I've tried it. I don't mind it. But I'm a Taurus moon. Taurus rules the senses, and I love this flavor here, the Dutch chocolate. And sometimes they come out with different flavors. And the birthday shake one was pretty good too. I have it. I still have some left from that. But today we're indulging the senses. So that should be pretty good right there. Cheers. Bottoms up. Now that, and that is a good shake is what I was about to say. But to think the nutrients that are packed in this and it's good for you, love it. So it makes these habit forming things so much easier, especially for Taurus moons. So this will be my routine. Like I said, shake in the morning, those greens, and then as we progress, and the thing is to, well, first of all, let me finish what I was about to say. I tend to get ahead of myself a little bit. Is as you know, as things progress, then we'll add more and more because you don't want to do too much. And the thing is, when it comes to a habit, you don't want it to be as stressful. You don't want whatever new initiation you're taking into your health and wellness is, you don't want it to be a stressful ordeal, because the last thing you want is those cortisol levels to go up. Make it fun and be kind to yourself throughout the process. And that's key, is being kind to yourself throughout the process and say, hey, having that, you know, that positive relationship with food and nutrition. And yeah, and not only that, the positive relationship with yourself and your self-talk as you go through this. So again, this is what I'm starting, and the typical thing that happens when you start anything, and you'll notice when it comes to lunar cycles, is that the new moon in Virgo, there's going to be some beautiful culminations to be had at the Virgo full moon. So you'll notice if you start tracking this, is that track your new moons wherever they are and in that certain area of life, that there's a direct correlation to the full moon in that area. So I'm anxious to see where I'll be when it comes to the Virgo full moon. But for now, the starting process of the wellness journey. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments, likes, subscribes. I really do appreciate it all so much. I'll continue to do more videos where I'll be using real life situations to teach you the language of astrology. This video in particular is the beginning of a series that I'll be making on this particular wellness journey. So do stay tuned for more to come. Thank you. Hello. Perfect. So cool. Love how you go to different areas of town and discover beautiful new things. Very cool little horseshoe things here. So neat. And a nice little rain, which is great. My girl, let's keep going. Rosie.